there, my name is Melissa and welcome to Simple or Not Kitchen. Today in Simple or Not Kitchen, we are making this delicious avocado bread. It is sweet and it has this festive green color and it's actually quite delicious. Even if you don't like avocados, you're going to love this bread. The avocados are, of course, the star of this recipe. We're going to need 2 very ripe avocados. We're also going to need 3/4 cup of sugar, 3 eggs, 2 cups of flour, and about 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. To slice our avocados in half, we're just going to run our knife along the middle of the avocado, being careful not to cut through the pit, and then we're just going to pull them open. And I am actually going to save my avocado pits. They're actually pretty handy. They are edible as well. You can make a nice tea with them. You can also grind them up. You can use them as a massager, or you can try to plant new avocado trees with them. Then we're going to remove the soft green fruit from the avocado shell and put that in a bowl. And we're going to mash it up. I absolutely love avocados. I eat them quite a bit. I make a lot of smoothies with them, and I also like, of course, avocado toast. But, you know, not everybody likes avocados, and this is a recipe that I think people will like even if they don't like avocados, because you can hardly taste the avocados in this recipe. And we're just going to mash up our avocados. I'm just using a fork to do this. You can, of course, use beaters if that's easier for you. This would probably be a little bit easier in a stand mixer. When it's nice and mushy, we're going to add our sugar. And then in go our 3 eggs, and we're going to stir those into our sugar and our avocado. And isn't this a nice, pretty green color? And we are just going to stir this all together. As you can see, I do have some lumps of avocado that didn't quite break up in my mixture, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be, you know, pureed. It can be a nice lumpy consistency. The color reminds me a little bit of those avocado green kitchens that were all the rage in the 70s. And after our eggs are all blended in, we are going to sift in our 2 cups of flour and our baking powder. You can use whichever method you'd like to sift your flour. And sifting the flour just helps to lighten it up a little bit, adds a little bit of air, and will help to give our bread a nice fluffy consistency. And even though I'm calling it a bread, because that's what the recipe calls it, it is really more of a cake. It'll have more of a cake-like taste and texture when it's finished. And we're just going to stir our flour and our baking powder into the avocado mixture. And we are baking our avocado bread in a loaf pan, and because there are no oils or anything in our bread, there's no butter, there's no oil, we are going to use some parchment paper just so that it doesn't stick to the pan. We're going to go ahead and just transfer our avocado mixture into our loaf pan. And I'm using a fairly small loaf pan. You can, of course, use any size that you want. The recipe that I was following didn't specify which size loaf pan to use. And then we are going to bake our mixture in a 350-degree oven. The recipe that I was following suggested 45 to 50 minutes for baking. I found that it really took about an hour in the oven at 350 degrees. But when it comes out of the oven, it is quite beautiful. It'll look a little like this. And this bread is light golden brown on the outside, yet nice and green on the inside thanks to those beautiful avocados. And it's not a very intense green, it's just a light green, but it looks beautiful for Christmas because it's green. If you bring this to a Christmas potluck, I guarantee you will be the only one bringing avocado bread. If you try it, let me know how you liked it. And as always, thank you for watching Simple or Not Kitchen. More recipes, articles, and videos can be found at PenalCentral.com.